In this video, I'm gonna show you everything you want to know about the newest Rockbit Smart Ring 3. This isn't your average fitness tracker, it's a sleek, subtle ring that promises to be a discreet health assistant on your finger, but style and size don't always guarantee results. So, can this tiny ring actually track your health accurately? Buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and let's crack open this box and see what Rockbit cooked up for us this time around. A plain white box, crack it open and you're greeted by the ring itself, which actually looks pretty slick. Nestled underneath is a leaflet with QR codes. Gotta scan those for manuals and for the companion app. Finally, you get a magnetic charging station with a regular old USB cable. That's all you really need to get started, right? Let's dive into the design and build. First impression, it's not the most original design out there, but hey, at least it's sleek and not bulky. It's made from scratch-resistant microcrystalline zirconia nanoceramic, which keeps things lightweight. Speaking of weight, it's definitely heavier than your average wedding band. Think 5 to 6 grams, but surprisingly comfortable. I wore it 24/7 for 2 weeks, except for charging obviously, and often forgot I even had it on. Score 1 for the comfort. At the inside, you'll find mini versions of the optical sensors we see in smartwatches. It's impressive how they squeezed all that tech, sensors, battery, Bluetooth antenna and chip, into such a slim body without making it feel clunky. Plus, it's waterproof. Washing hands, swimming, no worries. I sized mine based on the guide and it felt comfy, maybe a little too comfy. A couple of times while washing my hands, the ring slipped off and took a tumble. But not a big deal, this little thing emerged unscathed, not even a scratch. Just a word to the wise, size it right guys. Speaking of scratches, this ring is a warrior. Seriously, impressive scratch resistance. The Smart Ring comes in a few color options and a decent range of sizes. Definitely check their website for the chart. Finding the perfect fit is key for both comfort and functionality. There are 0 buttons on this ring, which might seem odd at first, but to charge it, you simply pop it on the magnetic charging station. It's almost impossible to mess up. A red light lets you know it's juicing up. Alright, enough about the ring itself, let's dive into the app situation. The ring pairs with the creatively named Azo Ring app, available on both iPhone and Android. Remember the QR code we scanned earlier? Yeah, that gets you there. Thankfully, the app itself is a breath of fresh air, clean, polished, and easy to navigate. No confusing menus or hieroglyphic data charts here. The app acts like your daily health and fitness dashboard. It displays your health data, sleep stats and workout breakdowns, all presented in a clear and concise way. No need to be a data scientist to understand what's going on. The app also lets you set up some smart touch controls. We're talking long press or tap gestures to control music, snap a picture, or even flip to presentations. However, there's a bit of a letdown here. The Ring 3 lacks NFC functionality, so no contactless payments. Bummer for some, but hey, at least you can set up SOS calls for emergencies, a feature we all hope we never need. Okay, with the app all figured out, there's one question lingering. Which finger should you wear this ring on? For health tracking itself, it doesn't actually matter as long as the sensors on the inner side are against your palm. There's a tiny hole on the top that faces your fingertip. That's your sweet spot for fancy touch controls. Personally, I opted for the ring finger. The Rockbit recommends your index finger for the fancy remote features like skipping song or snapping pictures. Makes sense. It works, but it takes a little practice to get the hang of it. Truth to be told, I probably won't use the remote functionality that much anyway. Comfort-wise, the ring finger felt natural for me, but stacking it with the other rings is a no-go. Have you noticed those little green and red lights flashing on the ring? Those are the PPG sensors taking your heart rate and blood oxygen levels. They don't stay on all the time, but the ring measures them in intervals. And guess what? If your heart rate spikes, like say on a roller coaster, the ring ups its readings for better tracking. Pretty neat. Alright, we covered the basic, but how accurate is this little health tracker? I've enlisted the help of my trusty finger trip pulse oximeter, the same one my doctor uses, for a reason. First up, heart rate. Let's see how this compares. oximeter is showing 76 beats per minute and the ring says 75 beats per minute. Not bad. Let's see how the rings handles a slight exertion. Boom, oximeter says 80 BPM and the ring is showing 82 BPM. That's pretty close. Alright, one more test for good measure. This one should be close to resting heart rate again. 79 BPM on the oximeter and the ring is showing 79 BPM. Identical readings. That's nice. Now, some of you might be wondering if I'm doing this finger thing right. You know, some say the index finger is better. Let's check. And the results are 79 BPM on both. Seems the ring doesn't discriminate which finger gets the glory. Moving on to the blood oxygen, also known as SpO2, let's see what we got. 97% on the oximeter and the ring says 97% as well. Another perfect match. Let's repeat this test just to be sure. And the results are still 97% on both. So far, so good for the accuracy. It's going toe to toe with a medical grade device for the heart rate and the SpO2. Now, this isn't a replacement for the doctor's diagnosis, but for everyday health tracking, well, why not? Over the past few weeks, this sleep tracking is where the SmartRing 3 truly surprised me. It nailed my sleep schedule, like almost dead accurate on when I drifted off and when I woke up. The ring analyzes your sleep stages, recovery and how your lifestyle choices affect your sleep quality. The app gives you a sleep report breaking down how your sleep sessions are impacting your overall health. Plus, the sleep tracking seems to agree with how I feel in the morning, well rested or like a sleep-deprived mess. Big win for SmartRing 3 in the sleep tracking department. Alright, so sleep tracking seems legit, but this ring also throws in some basic fitness tracking. No fancy built-in GPS, but it counts steps, estimates burned calories and tracks walks and runs. So I grabbed my trusty clicker counter, walked a cool 1000 steps, threw in some fancy footwork, the goal 1000 steps. The ring only counted 746 steps. That's a weird undercount. Maybe I messed up. So I repeat the test. This time I intentionally swung my arms while walking. The result? 1166 steps, a definite overcount. Starting to think this ring and I have a communication gap. Alright, last chance, Rogbit Ring 3. Steady pace, no stopping, flat surface, basically perfect step counting conditions. The verdict? 994 steps, that's decent. But those first two tests were wonky. Overall accuracy, let's say it's a work in progress. The ads and the box say it's last a week on one charge, which is pretty sweet for such a little gizmo, but that's with all the bells and whistles off. Continuous heart rate tracking, sleep monitoring, SpO2 tracking, steps and the whole shebang. With everything turned on, the ring chews through about 22 to 24% of its battery every day. So realistically, you're looking at 4 days on a single charge. The good news, no nightly charging. That's a major win. It takes about 40 minutes to juice it back up from 0 to 100%, which is decent. But here's the biggest downside, and honestly, the only major one I found during testing. There's no low battery warning. Twice now, the ring just died on me because I forgot to charge it. Seriously, Rogbit, a little blinking LED or something? A low battery notification on the app would be amazing, guys. This seems like an easy fix and it would make a huge difference. For $99 on the manufacturer's website, it's a fair price in my opinion, but what do you think? Links are in the description below if you want to check it out, and as soon as it hits Amazon or AliExpress, I'm gonna update the links. Personally, I'm happy with it. It looks good, the health tracking is on point, and it basically acts like an extension of my phone, doing all the health stuff my phone can't. For some of you, this might be a cool bonus. The ring can basically be a tiny remote for your phone. You can swipe on it to change songs, navigate apps, even take the pictures. I don't really use it for that, but hey, it's there if you want it. Plus, it's water resistant, so shower or swimming is not a problem. Ultimately, the call is yours. If you're a sleep champion who prioritizes rest and recovery, this little thing could be your new best friend. But if you're a fitness person or crave a feature-packed smartwatch experience, you might want to keep looking. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one.